progress report says we start at stage 3.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
you have finished level check and instructor put you on stage 3. Okay,
Yes.
very good. So for that, let's move on to stage 3, page 129, and let's start with new word. Okay, so since this is your first lesson,
Yes.
if you have question, you can ask me. Okay. Okay, so let's start new work. Okay,
Okay.
repeat. Cheaper than,
Cheaper than.
more expensive than.
More expensive than.
Very good. Okay, listen. Cheaper than and more expensive than are adjectives. For example, this watch costs 500 pesos. This pen costs 50 pesos. So this pen is cheaper than this watch. And this watch is more expensive than this pen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's practice. Okay, so is your handkerchief more expensive than your shoes? Is your handkerchief more expensive than your shoes? No,
No, my
my
handkerchief isn't cheaper
more
than my
expensive,
shoes.
more expensive
More
than
expensive.
my
No,
shoes.
more expensive than my shoes.
It's
My
cheaper than.
handkerchief is cheaper than my shoes.
Very good. Is a Rolls Royce cheaper than a Ford? Is a Rolls Royce cheaper than a Ford? No,
No, a Rolls Royce isn't cheaper than Ford.
it's
Rolls
more.
Royce is it's
It's
more expensive. It's more expensive
than
than
a
Ford.
Ford. Very good.
Than Ford.
Is your town a more expensive place than New York? Is your town a more expensive place than New York? No,
Uh,
my town
no, my town isn't
more expensive place
more
than New York.
expensive more expensive place than New York.
It's a cheaper
Um,
place than
it's
New York.
it's a cheaper place than New York.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. The cheapest,
The cheapest,
the most expensive.
the most expensive.
Very good. Okay, listen. For example, this pen cost 50 pesos. This book cost 100 pesos. And this watch cost 500 pesos. So this pen is the cheapest thing I have in my hand, and my watch is the most expensive thing I have in my hand. Okay, so let's practice. Is the Suzuki the most expensive car in your country? Is the Suzuki the
No,
most expensive car in your country? No,
no, the Suzuki isn't
the
the
most
most
expensive
expensive
car in my country.
cars in my country.
It's the cheapest car.
It's the cheapest car in my country.
Very good. What's the cheapest thing in your room? What's the cheapest thing in your room? My pen,
The
my
pen is the
cheapest
pen is
thing.
the most cheapest thing in my room.
Very good. Okay. What's the most expensive thing you're wearing? What's the most expensive thing you're wearing? My
My watch is the most
expensive
expensive
thing
thing
I'm
I'm wearing.
very good. Okay. What's the okay, next repeat syllable. Okay.
Syllable.
Very good. Next comparative.
Comparative.
Very good. Next superlative.
Sorry.
Superlative.
Superlative.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word syllable is a noun. Words may have one or more syllables. Adjectives in English have comparatives and superlative forms. Okay, we use the comparative for two people or things if we're comparing two people or things. And we use the superlative if we're comparing more than two people or things. Okay, when
Okay.
an adjective has one syllable, like cheap, so one syllable only, cheap, we make the comparative by adding the letters er, and we say cheaper than. We make the superlative by adding the letters est, and we say the cheapest. Okay. When an adjective has three syllables, like expensive or beautiful, three syllables, we do not add er. Instead, we make the comparative if we're comparing two things by using the word more, and we say more expensive than or more beautiful than. For superlative, we do not add est. Instead, we use the words the most, and we say the most expensive or the most beautiful. Okay, let's practice. What's the comparative of long? What's the comparative of long? The
The
comparative of
comparative
long
of law
is
is
longer,
lower
longer, very,
than.
very longer than. Very good. What's the comparative of beautiful? What's the comparative of beautiful? The
The
comparative
comparative of
of
beautiful
beautiful
is
is
more
more.
beautiful than.
Very good. What's the superlative of what's the superlative of small? What's the superlative of small?
The
The sup-
superlative of small is the smallest.
Very good. What's the superlative of expensive? What's the superlative of expensive? The superlative
The superlative of expensive is the
is
most expensive.
excellent. Why do we say cheaper than but not expensiver than? Why do we say cheaper than but not expensiver than? We say
We say
cheaper than
we say cheaper than
but not expensiver than
we say cheaper than but not expensive than
because the
is
adjective cheap,
because
the
the
adjective cheap
adjective cheap
has only one syllable,
has only one
whereas
syllable,
the adjective expensive
whereas the adjective is
has
expensive
three syllables.
has three syllables.
Very good. Okay, next repeat above,
Above,
below.
below.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words above and below are both prepositions. It says the position. For example, relative to my mouth, like my nose above my mouth and my chin's below my mouth. Okay, let's practice. Where's my nose? Where's my nose? Your nose
Your nose
above.
is above your mouth.
Where's my chin? Where's my chin? Your
Your
chin's
chin is below
your mouth.
your mouth.
Very good. Where's the ceiling? Where's the ceiling? The
The
ceiling's
ceiling
above
is above
our
you,
heads.
above your head.
Very good. Are my feet above the table? Are my feet above the table? No. Your feet
Uh,
aren't
no,
above the table.
no, you know you no
Your
your
feet
feet aren't
aren't
above
above the table.
the table.
They're
Your
below the table. They're
your feet
below.
is below the
They're below the table.
they are below the table.
Or you're correct. Your feet is below the table. Okay. Next repeat. January.
Sorry,
January.
January,
February.
February,
March.
March,
April.
April,
May.
May,
June.
June,
July.
July,
August.
August,
September.
September,
October.
October,
November.
November,
December.
December.
Very good. Okay, listen. The names of the months of the year are January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay, let's practice. Tell me the names of the months of the year. Tell me the names of the months of the year, please. The names of
The
the
name
months of the
the
year
name of the name of the months of the year
are January,
January, February, March, April, May,
May,
June, July, August, September,
September,
October,
October,
November,
November,
and
and
December.
very good. What? Okay, next repeat. Last. One more.
Last,
Last.
uh,
Very good.
last,
Next. Next.
next.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words last and next are both adjectives. For example, this month's September. Last month was August. Next month will be October. Okay, let's practice. What's this month? What's this month? This
This
month's
month is September.
September. What was last month? What was last month? Last
Last
month
month is August.
was Homer. Last month was August.
Last month was August.
Very good. What will next month be? What will next month be? Next month will
Next
be
month will be October.
October. Very good. What will the month after next be? What will the month after next be? The month after next
The, the month after next
will be November.
will be November.
Very good. What was the month before last? What was the month before last? The
The
month
month
before
before
last
last
was
was July.
July. Very good. Next, repeat AM,
AM,
PM,
PM,
midday,
midday,
Latin,
Latin,
then.
then.
Very good. Okay, listen. After we read the time or tell the time, we put the letters AM or PM. The letters AM mean antemeridium. It's a Latin word. Whereas the letters PM means post meridium, also a Latin word. It's an old English language. In English, AM means before midday or before 12 noon or before lunchtime, whereas PM means after midday or after 12 noon or after lunch. Okay. For
Okay.
example, we generally eat lunch at 12 p.m. or 12 noon, or we can say we generally eat lunch at midday. Okay, Latin is an old language in Europe, which all other English language are based on. Let's practice. What do the letters AM mean after the time? What do the letters AM mean after the time? The letters AM
The
mean
letters AM means
antemeridium
antemeridium
after the time.
after the time.
Very good. What do the letters PM mean after the time? What do the
The let
letters PM
the
mean after the time? The letters
letter
PM
PM
mean
the letters PM means
post
uh,
meridium
post meridium
after the time.
after the time.
Very good. What's the difference between AM and PM? What's the difference between AM and PM? The
The
difference
difference
between
between
AM
AM and PM
is
is
that we use AM is that we use AM.
is that be sorry
We use AM
we use AM
for the time
for the
before
time
midday,
if
before midday,
before midday
and
and
PM
PM
for the time after
for PM
midday.
for the time after midday.
Very good. Okay, next listen. Then the word then is an adverb. It means next. When we use AM and PM, we say the hours first, then the minutes, and then AM and PM. We don't say half past 3 p.m. We say 3:30 p.m. Let's practice. Do we say 20 to 4 a.m.? Do we say 20 to 4 a.m.? No, we don't
No,
say
we don't say
20 to
20
4 a.m.
20 22 PM
4 a.m.
4 AM.
We say 3:40 a.m.
We, we say 3:40 AM.
Wegit, what time do you eat breakfast? What time do you eat breakfast? I eat
I
breakfast
eat
at
breakfast at midday.
midday, like noon.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. What time do you eat dinner? What time do you eat dinner? I eat
I
dinner
eat
at
dinner at 6 p.m.
very good. Okay, next, repeat a lot of,
Sorry,
a lot of,
Aranco.
a lot, a lot of.
A lot of,
Very good. Next, both and.
both and.
Very good. Okay, listen. We can use the words a lot of instead of using many and much. Both for things we can count and both for things we can't count. Okay, because we use the word many for the things for the nouns that we can count, and much for the things we can't count, like water, sugar. But we can use a lot of instead of many and much. So instead of saying many books, we can say a lot of books. Instead of saying much water, we can say a lot of water. Okay, we use the construction both and for two people or things. For example, my right hand's on the table. My left hand's on the table. Both my hands are on the table. Or we can say both my left and right hand are on the table. Another example is I can speak both Chinese and Filipino. I only speak Filipino. Let's practice. What can we use instead of many and much? What can we use instead of many and much? We can
Uh,
use a
we
lot
can
of
use lot of instead
instead
of
of.
many and much.
Very good. Okay, next. Are there a lot of people in a small village? Are there a lot of people in a small village? No,
No,
there
there
aren't.
isn't.
There
There
aren't
aren't
a lot of people.
a lot of people in a small village.
There are few people
There are few people in a
in
small
village.
village.
Very good. Do the English drink a lot of coffee? Do the English drink a lot of coffee? No. The
No, the
English
English
don't drink a lot of
don't drink
coffee.
a lot of coffee.
They drink a
They
lot of
drink a lot
tea.
of tea.
Greg, do you like to see a room with a lot of flowers in it? Do you like to see a room with a lot of flowers in it? Yes or no? And do you like to see a room with lots of flowers in it? Yes or no?
Um,
Like a
sorry,
room full of flowers, a lot of flowers in it.
sorry.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, one more.
Okay.
Do you like to see a room with a lot of flowers in it. Yes or no?
Uh, yes, I
Uh,
like
to
yes,
see
I
a
like
room
see a room
with a lot of
with a lot of flowers
in it.
in it.
Very good. Do you put a lot of butter on your bread? Do you put a lot of butter on your bread? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
put a
put
lot of
a
butter
lot of butters
my bread.
on on my bread.
Very good. Do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Yes or no? Yes,
Sorry.
we use our
Yes,
mouths
yes, we use a mouth
for both
uh,
eating and speaking.
for both eating
Eating
and
and
speaking.
speaking. Very good. Can you speak both Chinese and Japanese? Can you speak both Chinese and Japanese? No,
No, I can't speak
both
both
Chinese and
Chinese and
Japanese.
Japanese.
I speak only.
I speak only Japanese.
Very good. Okay, next. Repeat a lot.
A lot.
Very good. Okay, listen. A lot is an adverb which means very much. For example, we can say, I like reading books. I like reading books very much. Or we can say, I read a lot. I don't go to the cinema a lot. Let's practice. Do you go to the cinema a lot? Do you go to the cinema a lot? Yes or no?
Yes, I
I
go to cinema a lot.
Very good. Do you read a lot? Do you read a lot? Yes or no?
Yes, I read a lot.
Very good. Do you eat a lot? Do you eat a lot? Yes or no?
No, I don't eat a lot.
Very good. Does she eat a lot? Does she eat a lot? Yes or no? Does she eat a lot? Yes or no?
The shit is
She,
sh-
a girl,
she.
does she eat a lot? Yes or no?
Uh, no, she doesn't eat a lot.
Very good. Do you use your mobile phone a lot? Do you use your mobile phone a lot? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
yes, I
use
use a mobile phone a
a
lot.
lot. Very good. Next, repeat. If,
If
must,
must
either or.
either or
Bar,
bar,
pub,
pub,
restaurant.
restaurant.
Very good. Again, listen. Bar is a noun. It is a place where people can buy drinks. Pub is another word for bar and is generally used in the UK. So in America, it's bar. In the UK, in England, it's called pub. For example, we drink something in a bar or a pub. Restaurant is a noun. It is a place where people go to eat. For example, we eat food in restaurants. McDonald's, Pizza Huts, etc. are some examples of restaurants, fast food restaurants. If is a conjunction. We use the word if to talk about something that can happen, possible, can happen, or something that isn't really happening, but we are thinking about it. If, for example, if I want something to drink, I go to a bar. So it's like not really happening. We're just imagining. If I want something to eat, I go to a restaurant. Okay, the word must is a verb. We use the word must to talk about something that is important. For example, we must drink a lot of water every day. If I want to eat in a restaurant, I must have about 1,000 yen. If you want to hear people speaking Greek, you must go to Greece. Okay, next one is either or. Either or is a conjunction. It is used for two or more people or things. For example, if I want something to eat, I can go home or I can go to a restaurant. Or we can say, if I want something to eat, I can go either home or to a restaurant. Either or. Okay, let's practice. Do you want anything to eat at the moment? Do you want anything to eat at the moment? Yes or no? Do you want anything to eat at the moment? Yes or no?
Yes, I want anything
Something
eat
to eat
to eat
at the
at the
moment.
moment.
Very good. If he wants something to eat, where must she go? If she wants something to eat, where must she go? If she wants
If she
something to
wants
eat,
something to eat,
she must go
she must go to restaurant.
she must go either home
She must go either home or
or
restaurant.
very good. Do you want anything to drink at the moment? Do you want anything to drink at the moment? Yes or no?
Yes, I want anything to drink at
Uh,
the moment.
it's if positive, you say something. One more. Yes,
Sorry,
I
something.
want something
Yes,
to
I
drink
want something to drink
at the
at the
moment.
moment.
Very good. If he wants something to drink, where must he go? If he wants something to drink, where must he go? If he wants something
If
to
he
drink,
wants something to
he
drink,
must go
he
either
must
home,
go either home
home, or to a bar
or to a bar
or a pub.
or pub.
Very good. Okay. If you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If I
Uh,
want to
if I want to
eat
go
in a
to
restaurant,
eat in a restaurant,
I must
uh,
have
I,
about
I must have about
how much?
1,000 yen.
Very good. If you want to hear people speaking Chinese, which country must you go to? If you want to hear
Uh,
people speaking Chinese, which country must you go to? If I
if I
want to
want
hear
to hear
people
the
speaking Chinese, one more.
people speaking Chinese,
Very
sorry,
good. If I
speaking
want to hear people
if
speaking Chinese,
if I want to hear people speaking
I
Chinese,
must go
I
to
must go to China.
China. Very good. Next, repeat. Play. One more. Play.
Sorry, play
Piano.
piano,
Guitar.
guitar,
Football.
football,
Tennis.
tennis.
Very good. Okay, listen. The words piano, guitar, football, and tennis are all nouns, while the word play is a verb. We can use the word play with games and things for making sounds. So we can use the word play and then the name of a game, and then play and then the word of the musical instrument. Okay, like the piano and the guitar. When we use the word play with the things that making sound or a musical instrument, we put the after the word play. For example, the play the piano, play the guitar, play the tuba, play the drums. Very good. I can play the piano. Football and tennis are games. If we use the word play after a game, we do not put the. We say I can play tennis. We don't say I can play the tennis. I can play tennis. I can play basketball. I can play football. For example, we can say I can play tennis, but I can't play football. Mr. Brown can play tennis, but he can't play the piano. Okay, so let's practice. Can you play the piano? Can you play the piano? Yes or no?
No, no, I can't play the piano.
Very good. Can you play tennis? Can you play tennis? Yes or no?
No, I can't play tennis.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Morning. More.
Morning,
Morning. Very good. Afternoon.
afternoon,
Evening.
evening,
Night.
night,
Bed.
bed,
Go to bed.
go to bed.
Very good. Okay, listen. We say good morning to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. 12 midday. We say good afternoon between 12 p.m. or midday up to 5 p.m. We say good evening between about 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. And we say good night when we say goodbye after 10 p.m. or when we go to bed. Okay, some people say morning, afternoon, evening, night to sound friendly. Bed is a noun. We have beds in our rooms. We sleep on our beds at night. Go to bed means go to sleep. For example, we can say I go to sleep at 9 p.m. or I go to bed at 9 p.m. Let's practice. What do we say to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.? What do we say to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.? We say
Mm,
good morning to people.
We say good morning for people.
One more. We say good morning to people
We say good morning to people
between
uh,
about
between about
6 a.m. and
6
12
a.m.
p.m.
and 12 p.m.
Very good. Okay, what do we say to people between about 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? What do we say to people between about 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? We
We
say good
say
afternoon
good
to
afternoon
people
to people
between about
between about
12 p.m.
12 p.m.
and
to 12 p.m. and
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Very good. Okay, so we stop here for today.